Hey guys, we're going to talk about the Ashley Biden diary and the raid on Project Veritas by the DOJ. Uh, First thing we got to ask ourselves is about the authenticity of the diary. In my personal opinion, the fact that the DOJ got involved with this and actually raided Project Veritas almost 100% confirms that this is the real deal. Uh, and there's some really serious accusations in this diary. We have potential molestation, hypersexualization at a very young age, and what was the third one? Oh, showers with Daddy Joe, Daddy Brandon. Uh, that in her words were probably not appropriate. So it seems like whenever something comes out about this family, it's almost always terrible. Just look back to the Hunter things. Seems like everybody in this family is toxic and abhorrent. So there's really no surprise there. Anybody that's been paying attention to even a couple years out of Joe Biden's last 50 years in politics knows that he's not exactly a rose in a field of daisies. He's just a pretty terrible person in my opinion. But aside from that, so what happened was a judge granted the order to go and raid and seize Project Veritas's things. Uh, and I would like to point out that Project Veritas voluntarily turned over the diary to the authorities. That's not really here nor there, but it does kind of show that they're trying to operate within the purview of the law. But the big problem with this is obviously this is an attack on the First Amendment. That's all it is. This was a attack to try to protect Joe Biden with his own personal Gestapo. That's really all this is. In order for this ruling from the judge to hold any kind of water whatsoever, they would need to prove that Project Veritas was somehow involved directly with the theft itself. The other question of this is why was this not handled at a state level? Yeah, this is petty theft. Uh, that's a state issue, which I suppose you can make the argument that there's potentially classified information within this diary, but it does make you ask a little bit more question about it. Uh, but this kind of activity isn't new. It's it's absolutely going to get worse, and there's a large section of people that are actually cheering for it. And what I find very entertaining about that is these same people cheering for this Project Veritas raid were the same people running around for 4 years from 2016 to 20 talking about the Orange Man being Hitler. Uh, the irony is just completely lost on these people. Uh, Orange Man was Hitler because he yelled at stupid Jim Acosta daily, which was always extremely hilarious. Uh, but again, these people just can't seem to connect the dots. There's not enough cognitive ability there for them to do that. Uh, and then we go a little bit further into this, and it seems like the DOJ is sharing some of this information with certain news outlets. It looked like the New York Times actually had some information ahead of time that, but before some of these activities actually happened. So I mean, there's a lot more layers to this story than are just just available right now. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to keep developing, but under the Brandon administration so far, again, this is just it's his personal Gestapo. First, we had parents at uh, school board meetings. Somehow, those people are terrorists, and now we're going directly after journalists. Uh, at some point, this other people are going to have to step in, whether it be the Senate, whether it be Congress in general, or what it is. But the the encroachment on rights at this point is just getting ridiculous. And the further and further this goes, the scarier it gets. If they can walk into these huge multi-million dollar corporations, whether you agree with Project Veritas or not, they're a very large company, they're very wealthy. If the government can go and do this to large corporations like this, then you don't stand a chance. And you need to be aware. You need to be informed. This needs to stop. Thanks, guys.